watching The High Road with me, Keith Warren, brought to you by Timber Creek Outdoors.
Welcome to Hunting and Outdoor Adventures. This is Keith Warren, and I'd like for you to come along on the most physical hunt of my life. Our adventure begins in Healy, Alaska, which is located about 150 miles southwest of Fairbanks, and we'll be going into the Alaska Range hunting Dall sheep with Brent Keith of Castle Rock Outfitters.
Castle Rock Outfitters is a family-run business. We go low volume and high quality. We offer hunts for Dall sheep, trophy Alaska Yukon moose, grizzly bear, caribou, wolf, and wolverines.
On this particular trip, we'll be hunting the Alaskan Dall sheep. And folks, let me tell you, I've been a wannabe sheep hunter ever since my teens. My fascination with sheep hunting began in the 70s when my father drew a coveted Utah Desert Bighorn permit and he returned home 9 days later with a mature ram. Dad was also fortunate to draw a Wyoming Rocky Mountain Bighorn tag after 17 years of applying. He spent over a month in those mountains and had finally come home one day with his trophy ram and a sack full of stories, which are permanently embedded in my mind. I, on the other hand, have been applying for sheep tags all over the country for so long that I've become frustrated. It looked like by the time I would draw one of those tags, I'd be too old to get up the mountain. I knew there had to be a better way to get a sheep.
I offer a limited amount of hunts for Dall sheep, and after watching a few of the outdoor programs and noticing Keith Warren's passion for the outdoors and his enjoyment for what he does, I was willing to call him up and have him come hunt. What's unique about the Dall sheep is the easy access it is to actually getting a tag. It's over the counter. There's no special drawing or no special permit. Our Dall sheep hunts start August 10th and run through September 20th. We're offering our hunts on the north side of the Alaska Range. Our hunts cover several hundred square miles, and it's all public land, so there's no exclusive guide areas in that vicinity whatsoever, so it's open to anybody. We access the area that we're going to hunt by ATVs, and we'll go in for a few hours on ATV, packing all our gear and stuff, and it takes a long time to get in there. You're going through some rough country to get in. During the August hunts for Dall sheep, you may encounter caribou. They will look half crazy. They may end up on the top of a mountain, run completely down the side of the mountain, end up on the flats, turn around and run right back where they came from. First part of August, they've got bugs buzzing around them, messing with them. A lot of them are just trying to get the heck away from them. The orange collars you might see on some of the cows will be put there by Fish and Game, and they're doing studies on what is causing mortality in them and how far they're traveling, and getting whatever information they can from the caribou. On this particular hunt, we'll have a packer meet us where we're going to park our ATV, and between him and myself and the rest of us, we'll pack all our gear in to where we're going to conduct our hunt. I've lived in this area for over 25 years, and one of the reasons I hunt the area that I do is the remoteness. You really got to work to get back to where we conduct these hunts. It is a non-motorized area, and it is a pretty good trek in there, but I guarantee you one thing, you will be working for what you're going to get.
After a long 4-mile hike, we had finally packed our supplies and gear into the remote canyon where our hunt would begin. While working our way along the creek bottom, it didn't take long until we had reached Brent's sheep camp. Brent introduced me to our camp cook, Tammy, and I was pleasantly surprised to find Alaskan king crab on my plate this far from the ocean.
Our sheep hunts are conducted out of either a spike camp or a main camp. Our camps are located around 2,800 feet, and we'll get around some mountains that go up to 6,500 feet. The benefit of basing out of this cabin is when we are wet and cold and run down by the end of the day of hard hunting, we can come back to hard walls around us, and it can rain as hard as it wants. We're protected. We can dry our clothes out, get a good meal in us, and get ready to go tomorrow morning.
The next morning, I woke up to clear skies and a heat index that could have been South Texas. Never in a million years would I've ever thought to prepare for hunting sheep in an Alaskan heat wave.
You know what? I figured out something that you need to put on your list of stuff to bring.
Yeah?
Sunscreen. And shorts. Who would have ever thought this?
For most part, our hunts are conducted from the creek beds. We may sneak our way up one of the creek beds for 3-4 miles, depending on what we're seeing. It's important to have good optics. You want to be able to look through your glass for several hours and not have eye strain. Before we head up a mountain, usually we'll end up filling our water bottles. But in most cases, we're able to find good, clean water straight out of the mountain. Doesn't get any better than that. A group of rams is known as a band of rams. It can consist of 2, 3, up to 16 rams in the band. And although the Dall ram is white in color, he does camouflage himself very well within rocks. A lot of them may rub up into some of the gray rock that's around, and they turn out being gray. They fit right in with the rocks that surround them. Most predation on the Dall sheep comes from below, so our biggest advantage is to get above them. And though we're not able to see them, we do keep ourselves hidden or camouflaged as best we can. We don't expose ourselves on the ridge tops. The Dall sheep's eyesight is its main defense. I've been told they have eyesight equivalent to an 8-power binocular. We're going to make our best effort to cover the ground we need and keep out of sight.
Although this country is real open, there are a lot of predators out here. We have not seen any yet, but there are wolves, bears, and coyotes, but there's also something else. We just found it. Take a look at this. This is a predator on sheep. This is a juvenile eagle that we found dead. And take a look at these claws on it. What'll happen a lot of times, that claw right there, what'll happen a lot of times is that the eagles will come down on these young lambs and just basically knock them right off the cliff and go down and feed on them. We spent about the last 3 hours climbing straight up. There's a big basin on the other side. And Brent's easing up there to look over and see if there's anything down in there. And I don't know if you can tell, but you need to see how far we climbed out of the bottom of this canyon. Needless to say, I'm pooped.
A Dall sheep hunt, for the most part, is going to be physical. You're going to be sore when it's over, and I think that's part of the feeling of accomplishment. You will encounter a lot of vertical climbing. You'll be in unstable conditions all of the time. You never trust one foothold whatsoever. There's chances we'll be climbing 3,000 feet per day. And so you need to be committed to accomplishing what you've come here to do.
I should have started working out for this hunt when I graduated from high school.
It was late in the afternoon on the first day of our hunt when we finally reached the summit. Brent was glassing the opposite ridge, and he spotted this lone ewe making her way down the canyon wall. After spotting her, I couldn't believe how well she blended in with the rocks, and I was starting to wonder how many sheep had we overlooked on our climb up.
We have a long way to go. We're gonna head back to camp now. It's way down there, but at least it's easier going down than up. That's so they say.
That's what they say.
I bet you we're gonna sleep good tonight. Oh, my feet are killing me. Oh, we're gonna need to get a boot sponsor. I still got one toe that's good. 1 out of 5. I'm afraid to take the other one off. Woo! It doesn't smell very good either.
The next morning, the temperature had dropped 40 degrees, and it was windy. I mean, it was really, really windy, like 70 mile per hour plus in your face windy. Our confidence levels began to increase when we spotted this band of sheep moving just outside the cabin door. Folks, I think my luck is about to change. By mid-morning, Brent and I had snuck our way up onto a ridge and spotted a band of rams about 2 miles away on the other side of the canyon. After a long glassing session, Brent determined that there were at least 2 legal rams in the band, and it was now or never. If we were going to make a run at them, we needed to do it now. Boy, I was glad to see those sheep, and I have to admit, I was starting to question my commitment to this sheep hunt.
I'm telling you, Brent, Keith, it's supernatural. Look at this. Look. You dog. You're killing me, man. I'm getting mad at him now.
While that big grizzly was making his way down one side of the canyon, Brent had gone up on top and was now motioning for me to get into position while he picked out the biggest ram of the bunch.
He's the second one, right?
Second one.
Broadside?
Yep, walking away from us now.
He goes. On the top?
Yep. Got him. Take him again, take him again. Hold it. There's one calling into him. Hold it. Okay, he's out of sight. He's out of sight.
I hit him, didn't I?
Yeah, you hit him.
Okay.
Hold it.
All right, let's just stay put.
All right. Okay. Okay, now let's just watch. They're gonna come out away from us now. He was humping up pretty good. He might not even make it out of there. Okay, they're coming out now.
Where?
Far side of the ridge, going left.
How many?
There's only 6. He's not in there, I don't think.
All I can say is that right there is the most beautiful sight I've ever seen. I know I have a downed Dall sheep, and to see a rainbow like that, that's beautiful. God, it doesn't get any better. I had no idea that he was going to be this beautiful. You know, at 400 yards, it's pretty hard to get a good look at them and tell how beautiful they are. And I'm going to name this one the Rainbow Ram. And we know why, because that rainbow back there. But folks, take a look at this. This is a beautiful animal, and he is well over full curl, as you can see right there at that shot. He's a nice, what do you say, Brent, 8-year-old ram?
Yeah, I counted real quick and got 8.
And he is a beautiful ram. If you're going to come up here, you better do some exercise to prepare yourself, but nothing is going to prepare you for the butt kicking that he's going to give you when you get up here. I mean, sheep hunters are a different breed, and now I can say that I'm a sheep hunter. You better have good optics, a flat shooting rifle, a good rangefinder where you know where your gun is shooting, and you better go with a good outfitter.
Yeah, I don't take what I do for granted whatsoever, and if I have the opportunity to bring someone else up from lower 48 to enjoy what I have up here, that's outstanding. My biggest reward is seeing a guy that's been in the city his whole life. He's sat behind a desk or done whatever he's been doing, and the next thing he knows, he's sitting up here on one of these mountains. He's just taking one of these beautiful animals, and you can see it in his eyes. It's everything.
If you want to go with Brent Keith at Castle Rock Outfitters, give him your phone number.
It's area code 907-683-1250.
God, guys, I can't thank you enough. Thank you. I appreciate it. And Nick, I got a hug for you too, man. Thanks. This is great. Golly, I got to savor the moment, baby.
Before we close out today's show, there is one thing I'd like to do. I'd like to dedicate the program to the United States military and all the folks that are serving in it. It's a tough job. I want you to know that we appreciate you on behalf of me, my family, and all of our staff. We sincerely appreciate all you're doing to keep America free.